This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.
We're live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to iRacing Short Course on Racecraft TV. It's round number 3, coming to you from Reno, Nevada, on the eastern slopes of the Sierra Nevada mountains. It's Wild West Motorsports Park. Time to get our short course on. Who's ready? I know I am.
And I am too.
Joined alongside Austin Knight. Austin, what's going on, buddy?
Doing absolutely fantastic. I hope you're having a good night. I hope everyone's having a good night here on Racecraft TV for another round of the iRacing Short Course Series. Round number 3 here at Wild West. Well, we went to Wild Horse. We've been to Crandon. It's time to complete the trifecta here at Wild West today. And I gotta be honest, I am very excited for this race. And seeing on how these drivers take to this track.
Well, I'm going to be curious to see how, Holden Highritter, Luke Knupp, who had a awesome job. I want to see something out of Mason Prater. I know he's got some skills out there, but I'll tell you what, Reno, Wild West Motorsports Park, will definitely separate the men from the boys tonight.
Indeed, they are. As we're just getting a few messages that our audio is messed up. I am not sure why.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm getting the audio stuff actually going through, but sometimes things just break.
I don't know if you could do a reset on something or kick the side of your computer.
Oh, no. People got it. People got it. I think people watched from the very start of the video. One of the videos just didn't have the audio going through.
Oh, okay. Would that be your video?
Yeah, probably.
Well, you know what?
My bad.
To be back up here, always a great time here up in Reno. And I tell you, one of my favorite tracks. I mean, in real life, when you see it, the elevation changes really brings us to a whole nother level. We're so used to the tight, short, level, flat, not really the flat, but we got some, of course, undulation, some jumps, but we have some serious elevation changes here in Wild West Motorsports Park.
Yeah, serious elevation changes. The most elevation change on any track in all of iRacing. This track goes up and down more than any other track, more than Spa, more than the Circuit of the Americas, more than Road America. And honestly, in a much more sharper way and more entertaining way, too.
Okay, just got a message also. The audio is working fine, so that's good to hear. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Looks like I believe that's Zach Drapkin there in that signature propellers machine. Got a shot up there looking at the practice going on. We got a little over 5 minutes left here before we get going with qualifying.
5 minutes left, and all these guys getting ready to go. And really want to hope Randall, our normal producer, is doing everything okay and is doing a little bit better. That's why I've hopped into the broadcast. So that's why we got a little bit different feeling and a different look to the broadcast here today. Hope you guys enjoy the new timing tower too.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And of course, you know, without this, we can't do any of this racing without our great sponsors. Speaking of, one right there on the side of Drapkin, Signature Propellers, but a big thanks to CBR Performance Products, Dirt Sports World, the voice of off-road, Sparco, the awesome safety equipment in real life, as well as your iRacing. I know you said you got some of the Sparco iRacing gloves. Said you loved them.
Still wearing them.
Still wearing them. There you go. Use them to push all those buttons. Also, Rigid Industries for lighting up the world. And a big welcome back to a good buddy of mine at Rigid, Damon Filippo, back putting Rigid out in everybody's mind and brighten up the desert again. And of course, Austin, it's just not clean.
It's super clean.
There you go. And of course, we got to thank AIM Data for those awesome dashboard displays, giving all that information right at the touch of the driver's fingertips. And of course, we got to thank Sunwest Supply Company for also stepping in this year and supporting the iRacing short course.
Yeah, we can't thank these guys enough for supporting the series, and you know, their support keeps us going and giving y'all a great broadcast and providing some of these drivers with some great racing.
Oh, definitely. Well, you know, speaking of racing, there's been all kinds of crazy things, as we always call the silly season, with Lucas Oil Off-Road discontinuing their short course series. But, Austin, don't fear. There's a new race series on the horizon.
New race series?
Yes, sir. It's called the Great American Short Course. And it's gas. Get on the gas, baby. And a big thank to Dave from Ultra 4. And, of course, got to thank Lee Perfect for kind of making it all happen. So we'll be putting out a schedule here very shortly.
I can certainly tell you that that is probably a call about gas going on in your background.
Yeah. Isn't that great timing?
That is perfect timing, I must say. And just 2 minutes away from the start of qualifying here in Reno, Nevada, I gotta say it is going to be a great broadcast here today on Racecraft TV. After just a little bit of a delay, it's going to be our first double header of the season as well.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on. I know Connor and a few of the Mod Kart kids, and of course some of our pro drivers were out giving a demonstration up at King of the Hammers on their short course during the announcement of the Great American Short Course Series. So a little bit of a reschedule there. So, but all positive things. And of course now, these kids that have been honing their skills on iRacing, I can't wait to see them behind the wheel to see how much this iRacing short course has really improved a lot of these drivers. I saw leaps and bounds from some of them last year, expecting more this year.
One of those kids is being looped up, only 14 years old as he's coming around that final corner. And for those who have never been around a lap of Wild West Motorsports Park, I'm going to let Dave take you around a lap.
All right, so we're going to come across the stripe there. That's our start-finish line. Up there, a little bump. And then it comes into a hard 90-degree open sweeper to the left. And then a big drop down. And then they're going to hit 2 bumps here. 1, 2, which is going to set you up into this right-hander here. Now, it's real important to set it up here. You want to be set up to go into this long left-hand sweeper. Now, it's all about keeping it in the groove, keeping that momentum up. You get out there, you spin the wheels too much, you're going to lose that momentum going up this long climb up the hill. Then it's going to take you into this turnstile around to the left in a big downhill. And if you're not careful, you can end up flipping all the way down that hill. But if you play your numbers right, you keep it on the 4 wheels down, you're going to come across that stripe and put a lap in here at Wild West.
I'm not sure why Luke... That's not one way to exit the pit lane.
coming off the pit lane there, which this one, the pit exit, is actually just after the stripe. As you come down that hill, it'll be off to your right. And that brings you around the backside of the turn where the pits are set up. And then you enter coming around where you can see Zach Drapkin there as he disappears in net codes.
Well, everyone disappeared as we're getting ready to go qualifying.
Well, it's a good time, I guess, to maybe start this here, get our invocation going.
It certainly is.
All right, let's get some racing in. So stoked to see you guys doing the virtual racing thing, and that you invite me to be a part of that. So let's kick this off with a prayer, and please bow with me. Father, we're just so stoked with these guys. They're all out here racing and make the most of these uncertain times. And Father, with our uncertain times, we just put those in your hands, and that gives us faith, knowing that you got us covered. You're God, we are not, and we can rest it with insurance that you will take care of us no matter what we're doing. So I pray for these guys with their safety, that they're keeping themselves healthy and they're keeping their immune system strong, and that you would be a part of all that, Father. And whether they're racing on a computer or they're racing in real life, we just give you, we put our life in your hands, and we just give you all the glory and praise. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. All right, guys, you guys have fun. I can't wait to see you in the real staging lanes, and hopefully sometime soon.
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. Thank you, Chaplain, for that invocation and getting racers ready here for today. And no one has set a time during qualifying right now, but I'm going to put my hands on the first one onto the timing sheet. It's probably going to be Ricky Johnson, as he's at the line right now, and I actually got that wrong. It was Cooper. But Johnson does top the timing sheets.
That is Ricky Johnson there. That's the drinking team. He's got the stars and bars. I know that vehicle anywhere.
Yeah, Kyle Cooper, the 873, currently sitting in second. In third place now, as Mason Prater tops the timing sheets and, drives the number 50 in real life, but he's driving the number 1 here today.
And, of course, that's the championship number from last season. The big number 1, the number uno. And we see Oliver Golding with a quick time out there. Mr. OG himself.
And fans of the off-road series are probably going to love this camera angle. It's time for my favorite camera angle in all of sim racing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the drone cam.
You got the real drone up there. There you go. Either that or it's one fast Goodyear blimp.
It is a drone, or it's a very low-flying chopper, technically.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Oliver Golding still up on top. Ethan Hubert now up to second. Prater sitting in third for qualifying, followed by Keaton Swade. Beatty, Bunch, Johnson back to seventh. Grady, Cooper, Stratton, Abula, Carr, Milson, Irvin, Maniac, and Dachelet.
Currently looking at Luis Ernesto Amarola, or as he put on the sun strip of his Pro 4, I believe that is I believe it said something like El Piastro.
Okay, I'll trying to get a look at it there.
I think it was like El Poste. Poste. I believe that is Post.
Okay. The Post.
El Post. Some of these drivers have weird nicknames. Luckily, when I was racing around 14, I did not get a nickname. Except for just that kid.
That kid.
When you race outside of the dirt world, everyone's just a kid because you're all going for the same thing. In dirt racing, you get ages all the way from 14 all the way to 56 in multiple different classes, all the way from mod carts, UTVs, truck racing, what are some of the craziest nicknames you heard in the dirt world?
Crazy? I don't know. We've got, Pab, Showtime, like McGrath, the General, Brian Deegan, Haley Deegan, who was the Dirt Princess. Making me think of some of the nicknames I've given some of the people too. Some I'm not allowed to say. No, I'm just kidding. Gosh, man.
I can give you one for free. My uncle
Attack or McCackrin.
My uncle-in-law is known as Mad Mike Walser, drives trophy truck. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I know your uncle is. Okay.
David Gasper, I should call him Flips for that. A perfect front flip on the front straight. Sign him up for Monster Jam.
Josh Merrill will always be Flipper.
Well, I think David could challenge him for that. My goodness.
Yeah.
Man, looking up
we used to have Robbie Woods, Mr. Excitement.
Looking up, someone will call him dangerous, but you know, when you're a kid, you usually are a little bit more aggressive than the other drivers.
Yeah. And some of these kids, they'll be aggressive to a point, but they're very smooth and clean that I've seen. Some drivers that had some issues early in the early seasons, I've noticed that have now, straightened their game up, and now they're realizing this is a simulator. It's not a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Treat it like a real truck, because you're going to start hitting people out there. Your truck's going to blow up that other person's truck, and neither one of you are going to finish the race. To finish first, you must first finish, and that's the rule you got to live by.
And it's always the rule you got to live by. As we're looking at Sean Stratton right now, he's currently sitting in 17th, and to reinforce the simulator aspect and being safe, a incident limit rule has been applied here in this series. So some of these drivers now going to have to abide by incident limit, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see on how they attack that. As Sean gets it in to the apex of that corner. So easy to do it. Luke Knupp goes to provisional pole.
And how about that, from sitting deep in the field to the pole position in a blink of an eye. Golding held on to it. Now to second. Heiritter, though, still sitting strong on third. Drapkin, Ethan Ebert, Braden Cheramani, Mason Prater, Trenton Briley, Keaton Swain, David Gasper. And that's our top 10 right there, followed by Beatty, Bunch, Johnson, Doc Chalette, Grady, Cooper, Stratton, Armbula, Perfect, and Milson. Kind of shocked that Ashton is pretty deep in the field there. Same with Doc Chalette there and Johnson.
Well,
but we've seen a lot of these drivers race their way out of the, heat races too.
Yeah, that is true of one thing, because especially here at Wild West, it is the oldest, one of the oldest iRacing short courses and the most raced short course on iRacing. So everybody here is so close together. Just look at the top 14, all within a second of each other. And the top 4, all within a tenth of each other.
Yeah, I'm looking how close this is. It's 3/10, 7/10, 9/10, 14/10, but if you look what they are between each other, it's 4/10, 3/10, 2/10. Very close. And I see your timing tower there that goes and gives the interval from the top position and not from the driver in front of them.
It's time to grid up for our first race. Braden Betty will be starting up on pole ahead of CJ Butts, Ricky Johnson, Nicholas Dachelet, Thomas Grady, Kyle Cooper, Sean Stratton, Luis Ambarella, Ashton Perfect, Andrew Milson, Chase Carr, and Aiden Irvin behind them, with Frank Molak and Connor Berry at the end of the grid. But first is first. I think it's time we get ready to go for an anthem.
We should.
Oh, say, can you see so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rugged red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back to Racecraft TV and the iRacing Short Course Series. As our timing tower has gone over crazy, but we're getting ready to go green for heat number 1 here. Dave, who's looking hot in this field?
Well, let's take a look and see the lineup here. And ooh, man, this is a tough one. There's a lot of talented drivers out there for sure. You get a look at some of those drivers there.
As we're just waiting for everybody to get ready to go. I know they like to postpone this for everybody to get into the session and for us to get done with our pre-race media. And now that's all that's over. I believe we're about to get ready to go very soon here at Wild West Motorsports Park. And Braden Beatty, he started up there on pole. And that number 69 car is looking pretty quick, and but it will be challenged by CJ Bunch right beside. And
yeah, you can see that in a little bit. It looks like Ricky Johnson back there next to Nicholas Dachelet there.
That's a photo for the ages.
Yeah, that's a great shot.
Yeah, on that TNT rescue car, and he's got some. He's getting some praise from Zachary Drapkin in the chat from that. He says that rap is awesome. But I gotta say, my favorite, not to be biased or anything, but this is my favorite anthem. My favorite paint on the track right now. Stars and Stripes cannot go wrong with the drinking team.
Oh yeah, stars and bars forever.
Nicholas Dachelet, we were just on him. Thomas Grady has got he's got this psychedelic thing going on.
Almost got a shreddy theme.
Took colors, put them in through paint shredder, and just like, here you go.
And then Kyle Cooper's going to be right next to him.
On Stratton on the other side, a 37-year-old from Des Moines, Iowa.
That's close to Des Moines, too.
Des Moines. And this is where the Texan just makes everything sound bad. I believe our actual timing tower is fixed. No, it's not.
All right, let's see who else we have in the lineup here.
Got Luis Ernesto Amarillo, 23-year-old from Ensenada. Big Baja guy.
Okay.
Ashton perfect.
Yeah,
He says he's just racing for fun, and he's included one of his info on the side right there. So if you want to follow him on social media, go to Ashton P9 as he's racing in the 9, and let's get ready to rumble here. We're about to get underway.
All right, they're going to circulate around here. We're going to wait for that iRacing short course pace track.
And the pace truck's
pull off
off,
the
and
track.
let's
There
go
it is.
green.
Green, green, green. I always love that one. There we go to turn number 1 coming around. Beatty, the 69, out front to get this one started here.
Now looking down to the inside, CJ Bunch going to send it down the inside. It's a big send right there. Look at Ricky Johnson going side by side with CJ Bunch. His connections making it very hard for us, but the top 3 all nose to tail with each other.
Beatty hold that inside line off the K-rail there as he bounces off of Johnson. Bunch goes out front, gets that early lead, but side by side it's Johnson and
It's
Beatty.
Johnson,
Here we
Bunch,
go.
and
Beatty down to the inside. Look at this. Oh my goodness. A run for the lead. But it's going to be Bunch still holding on to that top spot.
They go underneath the Lucas Oil side, heading up to the hill at turn 1. Beatty's leading out, and Johnson's going to swing it around the outside. Beatty goes wide. Johnson and Bunch side by side, and Giddy. Oh, he got tapped to the 3 by Johnson. It's the 69 of Beatty, the 89 of Bunch side by side, heading into Rockstar Corner. A big dive down low, and it's a big bunch up. As now Ricky Johnson is in the lead. We lost him on Racecraft TV drone cam.
And a beautiful move there from Johnson as he goes to the inside there. Pushes by Bunch. Bunch now trying to retaliate. Gives him a little bit of a quarter pounder push. But it looks like it's going to be Johnson, Bunch, and Beatty, the top 3 as they head around off the turnstile.
As our timing tower is just not recognizing any of these drivers. As you can see, I think something happened when we switched over to the heats, and so none of the names will be showing up here for right now, but I believe we can get it fixed very soon. So sorry about that.
We can switch back to the other Discord there and hopefully get out all worked out. Apparently, the administrators have been working on getting that straight for us.
But it's Johnson and Bunch, our front 2 drivers, heading up the hill. This is a very tightly contested fight. Luis Ernesto Ambarola, the fastest driver on course right now, currently sitting in 4th and up 4 spots right now. He's got a little bit of a slide, and he's going extremely wide after a push from Thomas Grady.
We got a battle back there for 3rd and 4th as the top 3 continue to pull away from the pack. But don't forget, halfway through this, we're going to have the competition caution where we're going to re-rack and restack there. And it looks like
It's been
that's
done
where
right
we're at.
now.
Yeah, that looks like they're on the binders.
5 laps to go has just been called, so they're going to go into a caution rundown of the grid right now. One last time for the tower to do its thing. No, it's not.
Oh, Johnson's going to lead him around here. Bunch in tow, nose to tail.
There we go. So it's Johnson, Bunch, Beatty, Grady, Ambarola, Stratton, Cooper, Carr, Perfect, Irvin, Dashlet, Monak, Nilsson, and Nilsson had an incident on the first lap, but it's all in Ricky Johnson's hands as we're getting ready to go back to green on our Racecraft TV drone camera.
Come down the hill, the green flag is up. And we are. Wait for it. Wait for it.
Green, green, green!
And we're green, green.
And Bunch got a good jump right there. Bunch is looking down the inside immediately. Bunch sending it down the inside of Johnson. Side by side they go, and oh, right behind him, big incident. Braden Biddy, big hit. And he's fallen all the way down to 7th place.
And heartbreaker there for Beatty. Arbula able to stand up in that third position. Grady and Cooper battling back there for fourth as we watch Johnson still in command, heading up that left-hander up the hill. A long climb. The wind bump here, a little bit of net coating going on there with Bunch. Johnson in command.
Johnson, Bunch, the first two just leading this field to 3 to go, but right behind him, the battle for third. Luis Ernesto and Ambarella making a very big move as they're 4 wide back farther in the field. And I believe that's Chase Carr down the inside of them.
Chase Carr's had some great runs early on. He's
Oh
been
my
very progressive.
goodness!
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Braden Beatty does not had a good time, and that truck is not resembling a Pro 4 anymore.
Beatty with a flip up and over. A lot of damage to that machine. Not going to be a factor in this race here. Johnson, Bunch, and Arbula all battling for that qualifying position. Don't want to have to go to that last chance.
Now that last chance not being very good, but Luis is making a massive run up here. He's caught up to the leaders and has led everybody throughout the field, and he was up 5 spots right now. As Ashton Perfect and Chase Carr are going on a good side-by-side battle as they come out of the hill. 2 laps to go.
And the Post, a.k.a. El Poste, in that third position. That's a loose translation. Means the Post.
I wonder how he got that nickname.
Well, it could have been a lawn dart somewhere.
On up somewhere, or drove it into a post, or walked into a post. Or he likes to post it up, I'm not sure. Like you said, very
that's
loose
another way.
translation.
There you go. But Johnson out front still battling with Bunch. Bunch trying to find some different lines there to try and catch up to him. Arbula, Grady, Cooper, and Carr, followed by Beatty, Perfect, Irvin, and Doshlet are top 10.
Oh,
With
Beatty's
Stratton
trying to
and
swing it
Ellsworth.
around the outside right there.
Yep.
White flag is in the air for these drivers. Beatty's trying to go for get a little bit of angle on there, but he's not going to have anything on Chase Carr. Ashton Perfect trying to get back of him as checker flag is in the air. Ricky Johnson sees the checkers. He's gone for it. And the end of heat number 1 here for the iRacing short course round 3. It's going to go to Ricky Johnson.
Of course, Bunch going to join him in that main event there. Unfortunately, everybody else going to have to race their way in the B main, aka the last chance.
Yeah, the last chance not going to be very fun as we get ready to go for our second grid of the night.
Do you want to try and switch back on that Discord?
Luis Ambarella is going to be starting up on pole, followed by Thomas Grady, and I believe this is the B main.
It is.
Yeah, Kyle Cooper right behind them, followed by Chase Carr, Braden Betty. After a good start, but just the second half of that race he had just not good for him, and he'll be starting in 5th place. Hopefully, doesn't roll it this time. Followed by Ashton Perfect, Aiden Irvin, Nicholas Dashelet, Andrew Milson, Sean Stratton, and Franklin Monac at the end of this 11-car grid. Well, 1 heat down, B-Main getting ready to go, and I gotta say, who's making it into the final?
Well, let's see. They've taken it's going to be a good amount of here, I believe.
We're going to find out as the iRacing pace car pulls off, and our timing tower actually works this time.
There you go. Arbula, Grady, Cooper.
Oh, we
Carr,
actually have
Perfect.
a translation for Luis. He's as tall as an electric post, but it's green, green, green.
It is the post, though.
It is a post. And 3 wide immediately into turn 1. Amarillo, Grady, and Carr side by side over the jump, but the post down low, up into the lead, but now he's going to be on the outside of Grady, who's going to send it over the 535, looking for a big move, and then sneaking his way in there. That's Chase Carr.
And a beautiful move by Carr as he slides around into that second position, but it's Grady on the outside. It's side by side. Here we go. It's a drag race up the hill. Grady, Carr, Abula, Cooper, Arvin, Stratton, Perfect, Bachelet, Moniak on board with Carr.
Oh, Carr gets a great move as Grady and Luis get into each other, and that's going to allow Carr to pretty much escape up in the lead unless Luis gets a massive dive in these next few laps. And look at the 259 of Aiden Irvin sending it down low. A little bit too deep as he goes a little bit too far. That's Sean Stratton sitting right ahead of him, who benefited from that very daring dive. And right behind him, upside down and around, that's Kyle Cooper on his lid.
Yeah, Cooper not having a good turn. He's back on the rubber side down, but now in last place. Can't get it rotated. Time is running out. 3 laps to go here. Chase Carr out front, followed by Albula, aka the post, El Poste. He's gonna be, if you're gonna call him stretch now, he better be stretching out, trying to take this to the main event here.
Grady had a
Looks
little
like
bit
Carr,
of a
Albula, Grady.
Grady had a bad exit coming out of that final corner. Sean Stratton is closing in that gap more and more. Another big send by the 259 of Aiden Irvin. Nicholas Dachelet and Ashton Perfect having side-by-side battle.
The lap's ticking down here.
Oh, Stratton's upside down.
Oh, my goodness.
But he's still upside down.
Stratton flipping around doing his turtle impression there.
Still upside down.
Trying to rock those wheels. There it goes.
I think, oh, no. And there
I
goes
think
the
that might
engine
be
for
a four
Sean
motor.
Stratton. The engine is gone.
He's going to run those last 2 remaining cylinders on that machine.
Well, if you guys want some smoked barbecue, just go over to Sean Stratton, and he's got a nice smoking grill for y'all.
Yeah, there you go. But it's Carr and Arbula.
Our Amarillo, Grady, Irvin, Perfect, Betty, Dachelet, Monek, Nilsson, Stratton, your top 10 with Cooper, well, being brought into the pits. White flag is in the air, and we got a little bit of a fight in the midfield. Around the final corner, though, it's Chase Carr, that number 13, taking the checkers here in B Main. 13-year-old from Canyon Lake, California, takes the heat win.
That's going to be a definite invitation to the main event there. Chase Carr, very talented motocross racer, as well as his UTV. See a nice little shot of him. Looks like it is RS1.
As we're just getting ready for, well, Sean Stratton, it looks like he actually got his engine fixed. Oh, nope, he's still a little bit smoking. We're just waiting for him to come across right now. But Chase Carr takes our B main as we get ready to go rocking here for our A main in the final. Who do you have your money on?
Oh, I wouldn't do that because that's the announcer's curse.
Well, the announcer's curse is always good as, well, here comes the onslaught of drivers just driving inside of each other as they're getting ready for this race. We have a little bit of a warm-up going on right now, and they definitely want a taste of this brand new track. Track has been reset to not used before, so we got a fresh dirt track here.
And just real quick, tell you what though, keep an eye on Knupp, Heitritter, Prater. Golding looked really fast out there. And of course, Zach Drapkin. he's pulled off a few surprises here.
Yeah, Zach
But you
Drapkin,
saw Luke Knapp last lap during the fastest lap.
now Luke Knapp, very quick here. We didn't see him in the heat, so he got a free pass over there right now as, well, driver, oh my goodness, what has happened in the, oh no, turn 2 is just a mess right now. What is going on right there? Zach Drapkin, I think, was just stuck in a massive pile up right now, but you know, they're just waiting for the warm-up to end so they can get ready to go on right now. But our drivers making it into the final, oh man, they're going to be very peachy and getting ready to go racing here. As we're going to have drivers now put in their times and just get ready for warm-ups. I think it's now time to thank our sponsors some more. iRacing Short Course is brought to you by CBR Performance Parts, Dirt Sports World, Sparco, Signature Propellers, Rigid, It's Not Clean,
It's super clean.
Sunwest Supply Incorporated, and AIM, as we're getting ready to go here very soon. 1 more minute left in warm-up.
Our administrators were asking us to possibly switch over, so
We got a question in chat asking for the spectators not really knowing what's going on. We'd love to learn on how the races and advancements work. Well, the races here are in a heat format. Drivers put in a qualifying time, and based on your qualifying, that will put you in contention of immediately making it into the finals. I believe pole sitter and the top 3 get immediately into the finals, and then you get to race for it in heats, and the top 3 will get split up into heats, and the top 3 go up into the finals. And then for those who didn't get advances to the finals, they all race each other in a B main for a last chance qualifier to go race it to the finale. And in the finale, all the drivers, well, they race it out, and halfway through each race, a driver thrown caution to bunch the field back up gets thrown, and we do it all over again.
well, I always like to say that's the race within the race, but it's right. Basically, you have to fight your way into the main event, meaning you have to qualify. Very similar to how they do it in Supercross, how they do it in a lot of our real format of off-road racing. When we have a lot of drivers like this, you can't just throw 30 guys in a lineup when you have 30 drivers. So you have to qualify in. So I believe our magic number is what, 18?
It is, I think it's actually 16 drivers.
16
today.
drivers, okay.
Wild West is a very tight course, especially on that pit lane, as something's happening back there, as we just sit above the track and are waiting for them to advance the session. But the cool thing about iRacing is that line gets defined throughout the race. We started with a clean track here at the warm-up, and you can see that line's already getting worked in there, and some of the marbles getting kicked away, and that very smooth matted down surface is showing up right now. And well, these drivers, they know where they want to go, and that line is where they want to be. And the more you spend driving on this track, the more you spend on that line, the cleaner it will be. As the session is now advanced, I think it's time to bring us through our grid.
Got the grid, because unfortunately it's a little modeled on my side. I can't read it.
Well, Brandon Chiramonte is going to be starting up on pole, followed by Ethan Ebert, Zachary Drapkin to third, Holton Hyerter, Oliver Golding, Luke Knupp, Mason Prater, Trenton Briley, Keaton Swain, David Gasper, Ricky Johnson to CJ Bunch in 12th place. Behind this chase car, Luis Ambarola, the post, making it into the final followed by Thomas Grady, Aiden Irvin, Ashton Perfect, Brandon Betty, and Nicholas Dashalet are 19 drivers here today.
All right, a little bit bigger.
It was 16 drivers taking to the grid in the warm-up, but it is 19 drivers filling out our tower for the iRacing Short Course Series 23 lap race here at Wild West in Reno, Nevada.
And this one's going to be definitely exciting there. Looks like Braden Cheramani, Ethan Ebert. Looks like Zach Drapkin, Holden Heitritter, Oliver Golding, Luke Knupp, Mason Prater, Trenton Briley, Keaton Swain, David Gasper, Ricky Johnson. And let's see, Chase Carr, Bunch. Let's see, Arbula El Poste, Grady Irvin, Ashton Perfect, Braden Beatty, and Nicholas Dachelet. Quite a field, that is for sure.
As we're just looking at the field right now, getting ready to go. It's a beautiful afternoon here in Reno, and Braden's probably got the best seat in the house. Well, next to us, I must say. We're not out there on track. We're not being put through all this stuff. We're sitting back here, drinking and relaxing and enjoying it. Water,
Well,
that
you
is.
can see the grandstands are packed right now.
Grandstands are packed as drivers are up there on the hill, all lined up and ready to go. And just waiting for that go ahead, and these guys will get on going.
One of the things that's very exciting about the new Great American Short Course Series, this will be one of the stops of the races for the Great American Short Course Series, as well as the Ultra 4.
Well, as we still wait, you want to talk some more about gas?
Well, very excited. It's going to be a great entry level for a lot of the young drivers that are coming up, as well as many pro classes offered. You got the Open V8s, we've always ran, Pro 2s, Pro 4s come on out.
All right, man.
We always
Like
have
back
a
on the pace
great
car. We're not going
Pro
green this
Light
time. We are not going green.
contention out there, as well as the mod carts. We're going to have Pro Buggy. We'll have a little limited buggy out there. We'll have some mini stocks. I know we're going to be probably running those. And several of the UTV classes, whether it's Production 1000 or the turbos. And I'm pretty sure we'll have a Weller Racing SR1s back too. Always an exciting class.
Yeah, the SR1s
So looking
is
forward to it.
I've always loved that series, and I'm glad to see those back. And a very different thing I've seen for this course, for these drivers today, they've thrown a caution, so they're going to be starting with behind our pace truck, and I believe it's going to line them up side by side, and it's just a one-lap deal, so it's just getting everybody revved and ready to go here as that iRacing pace truck is going to defy physics over some of these jumps.
Because Gary Lane's driving it.
Gary Lane does everything.
Gary Lane is the man. You should see him on a flat track motorcycle. Stand back.
Stand back
There's
indeed.
70 traction.
I cannot believe flat track motorcycle racers. Like, of all the racing I've attempted, flat track motorcycle racing is something I would never want to do.
Oh man, it takes nerves of steel, just like it does coming off this turnstile down the hill. They're hitting close to 100 miles an hour in real life, and you can see the green flag is up, and we are
Green.
green. There we go.
And it's a big jump and a big incident. We got one truck in the wall, and they're going 6 abreast right now, heading into turn 1. We got a car upside down. Drapkin and Shiramonte leading out this race. Brandon Shiramonte in that inside line as they're 2x2. Drapkin on that outside line. Shiramonte trying to get around, but he gets turned a little bit, and that's Holton Heider on his inside.
And Drapkin and Cheramani have a lot of footsteps behind them. Heitritter, Prater, Golding, Ebert, and looks like Riley. Well, look at Knupp. He's been on a roll so far. I believe that's our points leader, back in 8th position right now. What did I say? The dark horse. Zach Drapkin out there once again, surprising everybody. But look, Braden Cheramani, Mason Prater. Look at this. Holden Heitritter on the move. side by side with Prater.
Already looking into turn 1 around the outside. That 515 is looking, and Prater's getting a little bit rough and tumble as he is stuck between the wall and the 512 of Holton.
And behind Prater, you got Oliver Golding, Ethan Ebert, Luke Knupp, Trenton Briley, Ricky Johnson.
Riley upside down again.
Ooh, Johnson on the move.
Ricky Johnson, the stars and stripes around the outside, and Briley just getting stuck between the post and Johnson right there. As post giving him a little bit of elbows as Golding's looking down the inside. That's a 57 of Ebert looking down the inside of Golding as Luke Knupp's on his rear. And right now, 20 laps to go, led by Zachary Jackson, the first 499 of today.
There, nose to tail up the hill. Here they go. Playing off the tail road there looks like Highritter. Cheramani looks like he's on his bumper. But look at Drapkin saying, hey, boys, play that behind you, and you're going to be able to run away with it. That's what he wants. And look at this. There it is. Beautiful. They all shuffle around the left hand.
Luke Knupp's got a great seat up ahead of him between Mason Prater and Oliver Golding. Prater just sitting on that red roll cage of Golding as Golding just gets a little bit turned by Prater, but Prater getting a little tap in the rear by the 57 of Ethan Ebert, who is on his tail. And here comes Luke Knupp on the 5th place drivers. Now here we go again up the hill. Knupp looking down low, and Knupp gets into it. We got a truck flipping over and over again. That's Brayden Cheramon.
Cheramani up and over out of turn number 1. Back to the rubber side down. Battling as this goes down the hill.
That reminds me of Connor McKay. Colin McKay flipping it in the X Games and continuing going on.
Oh, yeah, definite legend there. Colin McRae, God rest his soul. One of the greatest rally drivers ever to live there.
And my inspiration to actually get into rally racing as well.
What's that?
My inspiration to get into rally racing and how I started in Baja.
Very awesome to see, that's for sure. I had the pleasure of calling his races many times. I see another one flipping up and over out of turn.
Still flipping. 1.
Well, it looks like he turned into a ping pong ball out there as everybody hit it around. Let's take another look at that. Here we go.
It's just a bad angle off the jump and then, oh.
That is exactly what happened to Jerry McGrath in real life. Him and Carl Reynolds are going up into turn number 1. He bounced off of there. Back to the action. Drapkin, Heitritter, Golding, up to 3rd now. Prater to 4th. Here comes Knupp, cracking the top 5.
And Knupp got an easy pass to the top 5 after that incident right behind him. And speaking of behind him, CJ Bunch is on his roof.
Just sliding down the hill to a stop.
Very unfortunate for the 82 of CJ Bunch as he gets teleported into the pit lane and he couldn't really move his truck upside down and get back in there. No caution has been thrown for that. We stay green here. And iRacing had the opportunity to throw a caution or keep this race going. And the admins have decided that they're going to be keeping this race going on until that driver-led caution is right on board of Luke Knupp on the tail end of Mason Prater. This is the battle
from Peoria, Arizona. Of course, his home track, and spent a lot of time there at Wild Horse Pass, as well as Mason Prater.
Mason Prater.
Yeah, those two drivers bang doors quite a bit in real life as well as in the virtual world here.
Speaking of getting banged, Luke Knupp just getting right up in there and showing off that iRacing short course logo.
But as we watch Golding getting worked on by Prater, Golding holding on to that last spot on the podium, getting his elbows about 10 feet wide around those turns.
However, Golding is trying to catch up to Holton Heirer. Mason Prater and Luke Knupp are just nose to tail with each other even some more. Knupp's got a new good fight with Keaton Swain and Thomas Grady As remember, Keaton Swain had an amazing race at Crandon last time by.
Yes, he did.
Registered 210 driver, and oh no!
Oh, up and over.
And out of
down
there.
the hill. Into the gravel pit.
And into probably someone's cars. That's where the parking lot is.
Actually, that's where the Lucas Oil helicopter actually parked right down below that.
Well, hopefully
Actually,
they
with
have
the
Geico.
Yeah. Uh-oh, better get Geico.
Well, thankfully the gecko is already right there. I don't think it's the one that talks and it walks around and all that stuff. As look at Ricky Johnson holding that outside line from a charging Ethan Ebert right behind him.
And yes, we did have a talking live. Well, it didn't talk. It was live and walking around, though.
As caution has been thrown after 2 cars have been thrown to the catch fence. Now, iRacing does have damage physics with these trucks. I don't think they put anything for the catch fence because last time I was in a race where a catch fence was destroyed, that was the Indy 500, and yeah, that red flag lasted for a bit.
Yes, definitely remember that very well.
As yellow flag came out, as Zachary Drapkin is going to be pulling up to a very slow crawl right now. But we haven't been seeing much of the 56 right now, so he's been leading it throughout the entire field, as that's the 82 just getting his lap back.
Yeah, all right, they're going to give him the wave around there so he can get up and tag the back of the pack. Drapkin getting on the gas a little bit, trying to stretch it out, playing little mind games as they come around. This is the worst position to be, is that guy in the lead at the halfway point.
Indeed. The one thing that you have going for you have control of the entire field's pace to go around, but as they call the caution, they have to catch up to the iRacing pace truck, or else they're going to get disqualified. And, well, we know our iRacing pace truck driver's a little bit crazy.
Oh, yeah, Gary's got a lift foot.
Yeah, Gary needs to lift right now as the entire field, well, just driving around right now and waiting to catch up to Gary. There's Gary.
There he is. He's just coming on the track now.
Yeah, I think he had to wait for our guys to get across the line once more and come out. The iRacing pace truck is not like the real-life pace car. This is actually more of a oval style of a pace car, so they come out there, do a few laps, and get going again. And that was caused due to a driver, Keaton, just storming through the catch fence and into that helicopter.
Yeah, Keaton Swain unfortunately had a great run and got on the podium, and today, not his day for sure.
I believe we have a replay of that Keaton Swain incident. Nope, that's him coming out of the pit lane.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, that's him coming out of the pit lane.
It's his replay.
Here's what happened to Keaton.
There you go. Actually, he rolled down onto the banner crew, and then from the banner crew below them is where the helicopter is.
Not a lot of people having a good day.
He took out an entire semi and helicopter. Oh, well. All right, we getting ready to get started here again.
They got another lap to go.
All right.
This is what happened to full on board. He gets tapped by the 552, and oh my goodness.
Brown, blue, brown, blue, brown, blue. That's ground, sky, ground, sky, ground, sky.
In the slow motion, keep the slow motion shot of Ricky Bobby. Oh my goodness, I'm upside down. This can't be good. As
I'm on fire, I'm on fire.
You right aboard Zachary Jackson. The lights are still on the pace car, as that is Keaton. Is now getting out of pit lane. He had to serve a tow penalty for jumping into the pits, and I believe getting some repairs on that car. But the lights are out on the pace car as Zach Drapkin is just doing a little bit fancy with his footwork right there.
He's scrubbing the tires.
Dirt can't really think he balled up the tires right there, but hey, when he beat down the track so much, he got a lot to go. But we'll be restarting with 10 laps to go as Gary has turned off the lights on the pace car. And like I said, this is a oval style of a pace car that they called. So they do a few laps, make sure the track is clear, give everybody a chance to go into the pit lane and get some repairs done. So longer pace car than we're used to. But hey, a good time to reflect, get these drivers mentally back into the game and scare Zach some more.
That's right. A lot of pressure coming back with it. You got Holden Highrider right behind you, who has just been on fire so far. Oliver Golding was quick, second fastest qualifier coming into it. Ricky Johnson, he's been weeding his way through the field for sure. But Ethan Ebert, he knows how to get it done. But this is a fast track for sure. Drapkin knows how to win here. Let's see if he can do it. The green flag is up, and we are
Green, green, green! Very bunched up start. Good start by Luke Knupp in the background. They're fanning out immediately. Johnson's looking down the inside as it going for second place. 3 abreast again, heading into turn 1. Coming out of the jump, Drapkin in 3 wide, Highrider, Golding, and Johnson. And that order heading into turn 2 now, and a little bit of bump. Johnson sinking his way down low. Gets a good bump right there. Ebert's got a good run as well. There's still 3 wide, but new different cars. Almost 4 wide now. And just look at Johnson put the block on that 770 of Oliver Golding as they're side by side and putting elbows on each other.
Johnson and him still rubbing together there as Golding fights him all the way up the hill. Highrider jumps in, cuts off Golding. Tries to take that line away as Drapkin leads him down the hill towards the stripe.
And now Ethan Ebert's on the inside of Johnson, and Drapkin is just flying away. Look at this fight for second place. Golding's looking down the inside of Holden.
I can see Ethan Ebert trying to stick his nose in there out of turn number 1. Down the hill, he comes out in 4th place. Golden and Highrider still going toe-to-toe. Golding back in that 3rd position. Now look at this. Ebert gets by him, moves into 3rd. Golding back to 4th. Johnson still holding on to 5th place.
Ethan Ebert is on a charge right now, the 57. Absolutely showing him how it's done to pass up through the field, even when you're starting all the way down and restarting all the way down to 6th place. He's looking for another one.
And Ebert on board with him with a beautiful shot there as they come down that front straightaway right in front of the fans there across the stripe once again. Drapkin leads it up. A beautiful
Golding to the wall.
Yes. Oh, but Highrider trying to stick his nose as a driver pings off the wall there, able to recover.
And Golding gets into the back of Chiramonte. And Chiramonte's been having a good day, but he's getting into it with Oliver Golding, who's definitely seeing a little bit of red mist right now. And Holden Highrider is on the tail of Zachary Drapkin as our top 3. All nose tail with each other, and here comes Holden.
And you can see that Highrider trying to get in behind and try to get outside, but Drapkin is hogging all the good lines there. Ebert dives deep into the turn there, but Drapkin with that preferred middle line slides it up along the wall to keep the momentum up.
This Drapkin, Highrider, Ebert, Johnson, Prater, Chiramonte, Golden, Eberala, Gasper, Carr, Grady, Perfect Bunch, Irvin, Dashlet, Beatty. Your top 16 out there on track, followed by Swank, Knupp, and Briley, who unfortunately all are either a lap down or retire from this race. As Highrider looks down the inside of Drapkin, 3 wide coming out of that corner.
Man, it looks like they reestablished nose to tail there. Ebert working on Highrider. Highrider keeping his eye on Drapkin. That's what he does want to do. If he starts worrying about Ebert, he's going to slow down there, allow Drapkin to pull away. A lot of strategy goes into this. You can't worry about the guy behind you. You just don't want to leave that door open, though.
Yeah, to make these trucks as wide as possible is going to be very hard. Ethan Ebert is definitely looking down to the inside right now. He's looking and he's sniffing that spot, but Highrider turns in on him and gets into the side of Drapkin as they're side by side off the jump.
And look at this. Highrider's going to look for an outside-inside move. Watch, he'll get on the binders here as Zach Drapkin rotates. See how he tries to stick the nose down in there? But Drapkin with a textbook right-hander there as he sweeps it around up the Rotella, up the hill. Highrider's going to be side by side, but Drapkin's going to have him by a nose. Highrider's trying to establish. Now he tucks in behind him.
Going for that outside-inside move. He's
Yep.
locked up the tires, gets Drapkin a little bit wide, side by side. Hyder is technically in the lead, but Drapkin's going to have to speed off the exit. Side by side, they go across the line.
And this is where Heitritter is going to stick his nose in this time, trying to get up there. He couldn't do it. He couldn't hold on to it. Drapkin's going to rotate, nose on the
here
K-rail,
comes
brings
Ethan.
it around.
Ebert's got into the side of Hyder, who was trying to hold down the inside line, but Ethan in that orange mean 57 is just being a little bit of pest for these two drivers up at front.
Well, I can tell you right now, Ebert's going to be Drapkin's best friend if he can continue to pressure Heitritter there and lean on him a little bit. That would slow him down because Heitritter all over Drapkin like a cheap polyester suit.
I can tell that cheap polyester suit is chafing right now, especially for Zach Drapkin. And looking down the inside, a big move for the 512. But Drapkin holding that outside line, just keeping that momentum on his side down the straight. But Hyder is going to be side by side with him heading into turn one. Drapkin trying to turn it early, gets it into the side of the 512. Hyder pushing him out wide. And here comes Eber to push Drapkin down to third. Hyder's up into the lead.
Oh my gosh, stuck his nose in, rotated around that K-rail. Unfortunately, Drapkin slides out, gets into the marbles, lose traction, but here comes Ebert, putting the pressure now on Drapkin. Drapkin trying to catch back up to Heitritter to retaliate. He needs to get up to the inside, but Heitritter driving smooth, driving his race. Here we go.
Drapkin turning in a little bit early, and he's into it. He's in a Hyder, he's around. Drapkin is around in the final corner. And that's going to allow Ebert and Hyder to run away now in the battle for the lead just between these two drivers.
And let's see now what's going to happen with Ebert and Heitritter.
Ebert does a little bit of a checkup mid-corner, holding that inside line. Hyder staying on that outside to get the inside line for this upcoming corner. Goes a little bit wide. Here comes Ebert down to the inside.
But that's where you want to be. Heitritter in the right position there. You can see Ebert has to tuck in behind him into the blue groove. That's the line. That's the traction.
Just look at this track now. Remember at the start of this warm-up, it was absolutely just pure brown. No cars have driven it now. They've been sideways so much, they've beaten that groove into this track.
It's amazing. People don't think about dirt getting blue groove, but a lot of rubber gets laid down on the track, and that's where you find the fastest lines for sure. As we watch Heitritter cross the stripe, still in charge there with Ebert looking to the inside.
Tries that switch
this
back
is where
once
Ebert's
more.
going to have to set him up. Oh, here we go. Watch this. Ooh, a little bit blow turn there by Ebert.
Ebert started this race in second, fell all the way down to 6th place on the driver restart, and now 2 laps goes back into second behind Holden Hyder, who is sitting up in first place. And Holden is not looking to let that spot go as Ebert's taking a punishing right now from these jumps. Down the hill they go. The white flag is in the air here in the iRacing Short Course Series here on Racecraft TV.
Here we go. Let's see if Ebert can turn up the pressure on Heitritter. Holden knows how not to crack under pressure. We've seen him pressure before and still take the checkered. Ebert working him, but look at this. Man, this is where you don't want to have a gap. The one right turn. Here you come in. This sets up the tone for the final run up the hill.
He's down 7/10. Ethan has had a bad first corner as he took a big hit right there. Look at his front nose. It's really bunched up. He must have hit a K-rail while Hyder is coming out of that jump because he's fallen away. 7/10 going up the hill. 8/10 now coming around the final corner. Holden Hyder, the 512 just has one jump to go as he takes the checkers and the win here in the iRacing Short Course Series.
And Ebert's going to come across there. Ethan Ebert in second place with Zach Drapkin rounding out the box here tonight for round number 3 from Wild West Motorsports Park. We're going to bring him around and talk to him just shortly as we get ready to switch over and talk to our top 3 in just a moment.
Talking very soon as Holden Hyder is going to burn it down.
Trying to open up the donut shop. Here we go. Oh, look at trying to go the nose to nose donut rotate.
And
Gymkhana
drop it into the back of Hyder. I think that's just a little love tap right there. Here are our full results before we bring it over to our driver interviews. Holden Hyder takes the win, followed by Ethan Ebert, Zachary Drapkin, who recovered from that spin in the closing laps to finish up in third, followed by Mesa Prater, Ricky Johnson, Luis Ambarella, Astor Perfect, CJ Bunch, Nicholas Dashlet, Braden Betty, Chase Carr, Aiden Irvin, Braden Sharamonte, Luke Knupp, Keaton Swain, Thomas Grady, Oliver Golding, and David Gasper at the end of this grid, followed by Trenton Briley, who just barely got it. And that is the best way I've seen somebody post up a truck to end out a race. You're here watching. You're here watching Racecraft TV here for the iRacing Short Course Series. We'll be right back for some interviews.
Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
Welcome back to Racecraft TV. We are back here live, and we are standing with our race winner right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Holden Hyder.
Holden, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Holden, my goodness, what a run you had tonight. Man.
It was insane.
Well, not only did you have the pressure from behind, you had to concentrate on Zach. And, you know, Zach wasn't making it easy, but you were just waiting to trying to force him into a mistake, it looked like.
Yeah, I was just waiting for the right spot to strike and make my pass.
Now, on this track has a couple spots, you can set up, but you guys are so consistent. Turn number 1 looks like to be the favorite.
Yeah, you come in from a long, fast straightaway into a tight corner. It's really a good spot to make a pass.
And trying to get that nose to the inside seems to be the key, and push your guy you're chasing or fighting with to the outside.
Yeah.
Without even touching him. I think it just does it naturally, right?
Yeah.
Well, awesome run, I gotta say. You're back on fire again. You got the momentum, and I know you have some people to thank for this.
Yeah, I want to thank Justice Brothers, AIM, CSD, Everson Fab, and Rocket Racing Setups.
Well, awesome job there, and gotta say, you're excited for to get back to some real racing.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Get to see you at the Gas Series.
Yep.
There we go. And you know what? You've done a heck of a job here in the iRacing Short Course Series, and I know it's going to translate to the real world.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right. Thanks a lot, Holden. Good job, bud.
All right, thank you.
What's that?
As we're now standing by with Ethan Ebert, who came home in second place. And Ethan had an amazing restart, started all the way down in 6th place and managed to power himself up back into second place. Ethan, talk about that restart.
Oh, it was really gnarly. I was just hoping for a good start because in the rules you can't pass before the flag stand. And so I was really hoping that I could just actually get close to him and then get to his rear fender and then kind of get it around on the outside. And that's what happened, and I was really proud for the outcome.
Well, you should be proud. You put in a heck of a fight with Drapkin and Hyder. And, well, if there was 2 parts for the hardest charger overall and the hardest charger throughout the race and at the parts of the race, man, that safety car really helped you right there. And that was probably the longest time to think about how you're going to attack into turn 1.
Oh, for sure, definitely.
Well, it certainly worked out for you right there. And you came home in second place. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank?
I want to thank Rocket Racing Setups. I want to thank all my teammates on there, all of our sponsors, Connor Berry and Bronson Sharamonte for putting on a great series, and the broadcasters as well. You guys do an amazing job broadcasting the series, and we're just really glad to be up here.
All right, thank you, man. You have yourself a great afternoon. As we're going over to Dave, who's standing by with Zachary Drapkin.
Zach Drapkin comes across in third after leading the entire race. Zach, oh my goodness, man, that was felt like I felt the pressure for you.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What happened is all I got to ask you.
Well, I think I led 19 laps, and
Yeah.
then contact happened, but it's whatever. Whatever comes around goes around, and we got racing tomorrow night, so it's gonna burn deep for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it.
I feel the soul burning for a win. You know, you're always had some great success there. I know Ethan's had a lot of success, as well as Holden, Luke. All you guys at any one time could win in Reno. But when we move on, sounds like the gloves are coming off.
I didn't have any gloves on this race. That was a problem.
Get some
Sparko
sparkle
got me
gloves.
hooked up. That's a mess up. I didn't have my Sparko gloves on. That's why I lost the race.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we're gonna have to talk to some people about that, Chris.
I got them. They're hanging up. I just was too lazy to put them on, but clearly that's a problem. We'll see what tomorrow's outcome is with them on. But overall,
Well, definitely
I'm
great run.
Yeah, 19 laps out of 22 is a great start. Second fast lap, or not? I didn't have fast lap, but I was second, so good enough for me. I'm really hoping tomorrow we can turn it around. I don't even know where are we racing tomorrow. I think it's here, or anybody know?
Next race will be at Wild Horse.
White Horse, yes. Back to Chandler.
Not my favorite track, but we'll go for it. So
That's all right.
I'm
well-
looking forward to it.
Well, Zach, I know you're excited to get that pro buggy on the track and do a little gas racing yourself there, you know, in real life. But the iRacing short course, is it going to translate to that pro buggy for you?
Oh, it definitely will. The driving style has completely changed. You learn how to take lines and it really changes your overall driving standards and how you view a corner. I've been able to go in so much deeper now. I'm super excited to get back in the buggy for the gas series. I think that the first race is at Victorville coming up. Favorite
Yep.
track. That's where we won our championship there in the buggy.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to coming back there. But
Well, awesome. And of course, throttle control is everything. And we'll see if you're going to bring it back with that little throttle control in the buggy, as well as when we move to Wild Horse tomorrow night. I was gonna say next week, but it's tomorrow. So,
exactly.
who'd you like to thank?
I gotta thank really all my sponsors that back my iRacing Short Course Pro 4 and my buggy. Signature Repellers, Hill Marine, Redline Oil, Lawrence Equipment, FabTech, April and Dave Winter, the Ambush Esports team, CBR, Timmy at Sign Pros for wrapping my buggy, Big O Tires for wrapping my Pro 4 in the game with these Big O tires. These things are killing it. And the Pro Buggy, Sparko, iRacing Short Course, Rigid, AIM, and my teammates Braden and Gunner. And I'm going to announce our new teammate of Gunner Kennedy.
Awesome. Gunner, good guy, good limited buggy driver.
Definitely. Hopefully.
Gotta
pro
love it. Now play pro buggy now, right?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay. Well, Zach, we'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully we see you back in the podium. Want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight here on Racecraft TV for, again, iRacing Short Course. For myself, Dave Arnold, and of course, Austin. Good night. Night.
Yep. Good night and good long. We'll see you tomorrow for the second part of our doubleheader here on Racecraft TV. This Racecraft TV stream is brought to you by Artesian Builds. Artesian builds high-quality custom PCs made to order for a low price. Contact Artesian Builds today to get started on your own custom PC as low as $64 a month. All Artesian builds are made live on stream. You can watch your builds and talk to the builders live at twitch.tv/Artesian Builds. For more information about Artesian Builds, check the link in the description.